Because the reality today is that 2 out of 3 college students are taking out loans to go to school. And the average college student is graduating with $27,000 in debt. So here are some ways that you as parents can help avoid that for your children. The first is to save in an educational savings account, an ESA, or an education IRA. And this is great because you can contribute $2,000 per year per child, and this grows tax-free. So do the math with me. That means if you start when your child is born to when they're 18, you have put a total of $36,000 in. And at 12% growth, that ESA will be worth $126,000 tax-free. Now, above that, if you want to save more or you don't meet the income limits for the ESA, you can use a certain type of 529 plan. Now, the only type of 529 plan that we recommend is one that leaves you in control of the plan at all times. Never buy a 529 plan that freezes your options, or one that automatically changes your investments based on the age of the child. Because sometimes, a computer will do this and they will see your child is 6, so they'll put your money in more aggressive funds, or your child is 16 and they'll put it in less aggressive funds. But you don't want a computer deciding that, you want to decide that. Now, there are 3 nevers for college saving. First, never save for college using insurance. Okay, always keep your insurance and your investments separate. Second, never save for college using savings bonds. Savings bonds have a rate of return as low as 3%. And tuition inflation rate is around 7%, so it's not even close. We all got that. Okay, lastly, never save for college using prepaid tuition. Because with this, your money is in the state's hands. And the states are in not great financial shape right now, so you don't want your money there. And that limits you for only staying in state. So don't use prepaid tuition. So again, never use insurance, savings bonds, or prepaid tuition. Okay, Rachel, this is all great, wonderful, but I have a 17-year-old going to school in the fall. What do I do? Well, here are some great debt-free options to allow your student to go to school and still be debt-free. This first piece of advice is honestly the best, and this is to pick an in-state school or a community college. I want to rip my hair out when I am talking to college students, and literally I have a conversation like this almost on every campus. Well, Rachel, I really wanted to be different than all my friends, so I decided to come to this state school instead of the state school in my state. I'm like, you want to step over a state line, pay 3 times as much to be different. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, awesome. Okay, well, we have some other issues here. Let's keep working through this. Because that happens all the time. You step over a state line and pay 3 times as much. It makes no sense. No sense at all. So don't do that. Stay in state. Take the advantage of in-state tuition. Us Ramsey kids all went to an in-state public school. They're not evil. They're great. So in-state schools are great. And when I'm talking to high school seniors and I say, okay, you guys, if you're wanting to go to college, which you should, education is great, but your parents can't help you and you're the one that's in charge of it, then go to a community college your first year or 2. Get your prereqs out of the way and do that. And if you want to go graduate from a big state school, just go to a community college near that state school and your credits will transfer. They work together a lot, so it's possible. So community colleges are so inexpensive, so do that. Take advantage of that for your first year or 2. Next is to compare your on versus off-campus living expenses. A lot of people assume, living in the dorm is the cheapest way, or having a meal plan is so expensive, don't ever do that. Well, it's really going to depend the city you're going to school in. You need to look at your options in your particular situation. And we actually have a great calculator online that can help you with that. Next, aim for scholarships with SAT and ACT tutoring. We did this as Ramsey kids. We all had ACT tutoring. I remember going every week for 6 weeks before I took the ACT. And it helps. Tutoring helps. Take that advantage and do that. And take the test multiple times, because the more your scores go up, the more scholarships you can have. And scholarships equal free money. We love that, don't we? Yes. So look at those tests. Take advantage of those tests. And last is probably a shocker, so prepare your hearts. Get a job. Yes. I'm on college campuses almost every week, and I know about this much of them have student loan debt. And honestly, I talked to about this many that have jobs. It is foreign today. And even in school, I knew more students with student loans than jobs. And so if the average college student works 20 hours a week, they can pay their way through a state school. And studies show that the average college student socializes about 20 hours a week. So get off the Frisbee golf course, put down the Starbucks latte, right? And get to work. Get a job. Pay your way through. But Rachel, my child needs to really focus on their studies. I don't want them to have a job. They really need to focus on their grades. Well, how are they paying for it? Well, they're taking out loans, but I just really want them to focus on their grades. Well, actually, studies show that students who work 10 to 19 hours a week graduate with GPAs higher than students who don't work. You learn time management. You learn so many life lessons while working, so it is not an evil thing. It is a must. So you can go to school debt-free. If you go in state, you look at your living expenses, you apply for scholarships, and you're working. It is possible. And parents, I want you to hear this so loud and clear, because in our culture today, we are so okay with student loans. You know, you can't be a student without a student loan. That's just the only way to go to school. And it's becoming a roadblock. People are not able to live out their dreams because of the choices they make when they're 18 years old, and their parents are not helping them and helping them financially and mentally. So walk with your students through this. Walk with your kids through this, because it is so, so important. Now we'll have Dave come back to the stage to wrap up this lesson. Thanks, you.